But yeah. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who are new here, welcome to
Things like rising wages. It's like when guys earn a bit more continuously over time.
yeah.
They can purchase more things. Then demand, supply.
Hi guys, my name is Wanda. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Wanja Waithaka and I am trying to be your business enthusiast. And yes, today we have a guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Randy Attogoh. Trying to be a business enthusiast as well, like Wanja here.
Yeah, so tell us, what do you do?
I'm a fourth year student, about to graduate, hopefully. Did law. Currently, I run a blog, a newsletter. Every week, every Monday morning, business news in your inbox, 5 minutes read tops. Yeah.
By the way, that blog is so convenient. Like things that have been going on in the week. For example, I don't know, there's a key investment company that had problems. Sijui what taxes are happening, sijui what is going on. I swear it will be summarized. By the time you're done with that blog, like it won't even take like 10-15 minutes. You'll already have known so much about it. And that's what I loved about that blog. Like, it can summarize a whole newspaper into like 2 minutes, man. Yeah, so I'm going to link that blog on the description box, so you guys go check it out, especially if you want to know what's been going around, like what's been going on like in the country in such a short period of time. I swear that's the best place to go to. Yeah.
And it's free.
And it's free, man. It's so free. Yes, so Randy, what are we talking about today?
So today we're talking about inflation. It was my main topic last week. 2 weeks ago, if you're watching this video.
Yeah.
And Wanja is interested in inflation and explaining to you what inflation is. And that's
we are interested. Yes. Yeah. So basically, we can start with what exactly is inflation?
So inflation is the overall rise in price of goods and commodities over a certain period of time. Measured with certain, like from month to month or year to year.
So how exactly does it work?
I'll give an example of how it works. So if Wanja has 1,000 shillings today and can buy 20 packets of milk, assuming it's 50 shillings, which it is now, in 5-10 years, because of inflation, she'll still buy milk, but not 20 packets with 1,000 shillings. So maybe less, maybe 18, maybe 17, depending on the rate of inflation in that period.
Yeah, so it's how Kitambo, when you talk to our parents, how they used to buy things at 50 cents, at 1 shilling, and right now you find those things at, I don't know, like 300 shillings, 400 shillings. All this is because of inflation. So how they measure that, basically what he said, like in simpler terms, the things that you're able to buy right now, they see how much they cost, and then now in a future date, maybe in a year, in a month, I don't know, they'll measure the same commodities and see how much they cost, and that difference is now what is inflation. Am I right?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So now basically we want to understand like what exactly causes this inflation.
Yeah. So number of factors cause inflation. So one would be increase in wages. So here is the basic concept of supply and demand.
Okay.
So if there's, let me use an example of this Mabuyu here.
Yeah.
So if we are 3 of us, and this Mabuyu is 50 shillings, and so only one of us can purchase it, which is, let's say it's you who can afford it. So it should be 50 shillings, But then when we have like 5, 7, 8 people who can afford this 50 shillings and are willing to buy it, then the price will go up slightly because the demand is higher.
The person who's selling this will see that this is actually a hot commodity, and they'll be like, okay, fine, this many people are able to buy it, then we can raise the price.
So if you compare, let's say, maybe monthly.
Yeah.
So probably last month only one person could purchase it.
Yeah.
Next month, like 5. So if the price rose to 80, then 50, then after a month 80. So it's the rise in wages for the rest of us will make the commodity price go up.
Okay.
Yeah. Another thing is printing of money.
Yes, which we see a lot.
So best example is Zimbabwe. So you could see, I used to hear stories. I don't know if it's true. But when I was in primary, I used to hear stories of when you go to buy a loaf of bread in Zimbabwe, you carry a whole
sack of money, man. I also heard those stories.
Things are expensive there. Guys have money. But that is a cause of inflation. And government prints too much money, and there's an oversupply of money in the economy, and prices rise.
And just to explain like that more, when there's so much money in the economy, things start to lose value. So if let's say how many people, if like a TV is, I don't know, 90,000 or 100,000 shillings, and very few people are able to buy it. You see, it shows that it's a hot commodity. Like it's for those kind of people. But if everyone is able to buy that TV, now they'll start feeling like that's a very, how do you call it? It's not an expensive product. So what do? They raise the price. So they make it like 500,000 now, $1 million. So that's what happened. You keep on increasing prices until like there's too much money in the economy. I mean, it's messed up, man.
True.
Okay. What else?
Those are the causes of inflation.
So is it necessarily a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, I mean, I'll just say what economists say. I'm not that qualified. But most economists think some inflation is good. So an example is the US. The US, the economists there sort of put the inflation at 2%. So that's their target. That for this year, 2% inflation will be good for them. And so for them, the 2% indicates that the economy is growing. Your currency is doing a bit better. So it means guys are earning more money. Guys are able to spend more. And I think that's good for an economy. But then too much is bad, because you know what you just explained now. That things lose value fast.
Things lose value.
So 2%, like 2% is good, but then too much is bad, and so too little is also bad as well.
Okay, so good means that a bit of it, like good means that the economy is doing well. So if there's enough money in the economy, so people are able to purchase more. They're able to pump that money that they have into businesses, and in return the businesses grow. So that is kind of a good definition of why inflation is good. But then now when there's too much money and everyone is able to buy, I don't know, like 30 million shilling houses, the 30 million shilling house loses its value. So now what do? They're going to increase the price.
So it means if you had 30 million, you can't buy the house.
Exactly. Okay, so there is good inflation and there is bad inflation. But now, in the Kenyan economy, we have been seeing how prices have been rising. Could you like give us examples of like what's been happening? Because we also need to know like what's been going on. We just hear that something has risen, but we don't know what it is. Like people are just complaining about something that we don't understand. So what are these things?
So one, I think fuel prices. Which I think this year during the start there was a whole public outcry, the rise in fuel. So like now I think petrol is like 109, something like that.
From what?
I think 120. And comparing it to, I see newspapers compared it to a time like 4 years ago when it was at 90.
From 90 shillings to 120.
About 90 to 120 shillings. But then there's also a global issue.
In oil.
So another thing that rose was recently because of new taxes, the new Finance Act 2021. And so it's to finance the budget. We have a big budget this year. So you need to tax people to come up with the money. So like price of Sukuma wiki now, I've tried on my blog last week. So now it's like 55 shillings a kg, up from 49. Then we have airtime. I think
Yeah.
everyone got
Everyone has been
everyone got
getting
the
those
message.
texts for
Yeah.
20% increase in excise duty.
Yeah. So now, no, the companies
Like,
push
what is
forward
that exactly?
the
Yeah.
companies push forward the cost to the consumer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that cost was actually being taxed to like these
The
service
company.
providers.
Yeah, but they have to push it to the
Yeah.
consumers. So I think now the prices are up because of taxes. Because when they increase the excess duty, like they wanted to charge motorcycles as well.
Yeah.
But Parliament refused. So the thing when you import a motorcycle, you're supposed to pay a certain fee. Yeah, but they want to scrap that and tell all guys importing them to pay 15%.
Yeah.
Which will increase the amount of taxes. But then, because if government wants to collect more, if the taxman wants to collect more money, they have to tax more. And so taxing more will mean an increase in prices.
Yeah.
So here, the inflation will be caused by sort of an increase in the price of stuff because of taxation.
But I feel like in this situation, it's not necessarily a good thing because it's not like the economy is really improving for people to be able to afford that expensive like Sukuma Wiki, like things haven't become so good that someone is able to get that extra shilling. For example, we saw recently like gas prices have increased by like 350 shillings.
Yeah, a kg of gas.
And it's COVID time. The business around is not really doing so well.
Yeah, I think that reflects the state of our country as well.
Yeah.
I don't think we're doing really well. And see, because the gas is because of the LPG.
Yeah.
They introduced the 16% VAT on it.
Yeah. So basically, these things is just taxes. But again, also in a country that's doing well, in an economy that's doing well, increasing these taxes would be a good thing because the money is going back to the government to develop the country. But if you're not seeing so much development, the whole country is a whole construction site. But then in every other aspect, if everything else is not really growing, then what value are we really seeing?
Like you said, like certain countries you'll use more taxes to reduce the rate of inflation, to make it a desirable percentage.
Yeah.
So like if it was too high, then they introduce taxes to reduce the amount of money circulating.
Yeah.
And that reduces the rate of inflation.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
think that's the case in our country. I think we just need to finance the budget, which is big.
Yeah. That's very true. And now we want to think about how we can be smart about all these inflation things. See a situation where you're saving money in a bank. Your bank is giving you around 2% or 3% in terms of saving. So for example, you have 100 shillings. At the end of the year, if that bank is giving you 2% per annum, basically at the end of the year you'll have 102 shillings because you have gained how much? 2 shillings.
Yeah.
But if the inflation is at 5%, next year whatever was 100 shillings is now worth 105 shillings. So at the end of the year, if you have 102 shillings and whatever you could buy with that 100 shillings is now 105 shillings, you see you're kind of losing. So is it really worth putting money in the bank right now? I feel like we should start thinking about smart investments. Like, look at the rate of inflation, look at things that are higher than that, so that your money is also not losing money. I mean, it's not losing value. Because again, if you put, it's the same thing as just leaving your money, not investing it in anything. If now Sukuma Wiki was, 49 shillings and now it's 55 shillings, you won't be able to buy that 50 bob that you are using to go and give the mama mboga to buy Sukuma Wiki. They won't give you the same amount because now it's 55 shillings. So how can we be smart about our investments?
I think investment has to do with two things. Your risk. Because investment is risk. When someone tells you 14% return, then you should also know the risk is a bit more.
Of course, everything is risk.
Someone is telling you 7%. So I think the most important thing is to have your interest rate above the inflation rate.
Yes.
That's the thing people should focus much on. So if you have 2%, let's say interest rate.
And inflation is 5%.
3% or 4%. Then in the long run, are you really?
You're not really gaining a lot.
Your money is compounding, yes. But the purchasing power is less.
So think about investments that are basically above the inflation rate, and some of them actually are very low risk. When you're coming, as we said, the government needs money to invest in their infrastructural projects. Sometimes what the government does is they will come to the common wananchi and like request for funding from them. It's kind of like we're loaning to the government, and those are things like T-bills, bonds. That's if you have the means. There are also money markets which also incorporates all that.
I think for young people, money market is
the best way to
favorable,
start.
yeah.
And I've talked about it. The place you can even start with 1,000 shillings. You can even start with 500 shillings. Just start thinking about smart investing. What is above the inflation rate? We don't want to lose value for our money. There's some banks which are offering like their saving accounts are probably at around 6%. That would make sense. If you don't want to take like a high risk, you can think about like money markets. If you want to maybe start a business, maybe you have a very good idea and probably it will be giving you 20% return. So long as you understand the business way, just know its risks, you know. Yeah.
So one thing we want to talk about is how it's measured.
Yeah.
So there's something in Kenya called Consumer Price Index.
Yeah.
Many more countries as well. Just measures like a basket of goods.
Yeah.
The price at that time compared to previously, and then come up with a percentage. Complex process, but simple terms, that's what it is.
Who exactly does this?
So the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
But then so June, we're now in July.
Yeah.
So in June the rate was up by 1%. The article you read.
Yeah.
Up by 1% from I think 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they measured that. I think it's because of taxes as well.
Yeah.
So 1%. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the current rate now in Kenya, up by 1%.
Yeah. So yes, thank you, Randy. I don't want to bombard you guys with so much information. If you want to find out more about inflation, go to his blog. He talks all about it so that you can understand like you can understand it in your own way. Yeah, but thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it was enjoyable. At least now you guys know I hope that you've gotten at least 1 or 2 things out of this. I know there was a lot of information, but a lot of this is very valuable, especially when it now comes to thinking about how to invest. Just start thinking, inflation is at 5%. Next year, will my money be worth this much? So you start thinking like that when it comes to your investments. Look at things above the inflation rate so that you're not also losing your money when you're investing. Yeah. Yes. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. And it was a pleasure.
I'll come back more times.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. If you have liked this if you have liked this video, give it a thumbs up, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't. And I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.